Coming up on a Straight Up R&D Podcast.
Isolating herself on Biden and saying she did this, she did that, and she's going to do this, she's going to do that. Not the Biden administration and I. She doesn't give him any credit for nothing.
And I think she's looking at it as, she doesn't want to throw Biden under the bus, but the American people aren't looking at it that way. We all know, no matter what side you're on, Biden was a horrible president.
Period.
No matter what side you are on, he was a bad president. You have to let us know how you distance yourself from him. Like, what are some policies that you're going to put in place that he didn't implement that's going to be like the standing point of a Kamala administration? Yo, y'all, what's good? What's good?
What's going on, everybody?
Welcome
back.
Yeah, welcome back. Another episode of Straight Up R&D Podcast. What episode we on?
36.
36.
Episode 36.
Man, thank you for rocking with us, man. Like this, we're coming up on a year.
Yeah.
Coming up on a year.
Yeah, December, I think the third week in December makes a year.
Third week, yeah, because I know it was around the holiday times when we do this. So, yeah, thanks for rocking us, episode 36.
Yeah, definitely. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And subscribe and keep commenting.
Keep commenting.
Yeah. We got to go through regular slingo, though. You know, this is Straight Up an R&D Podcast. We're going to give it to you real, raw, uncut, straight up. Opinions based on motherfucking facts. All right? I'm going through this one fast because there's a lot of shit to talk about today.
A lot of shit to talk about.
The number one rule on this podcast is we don't give a fuck about your what?
Opinion.
Or your feelings. But we do appreciate the support.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. Keep subscribing, keep commenting, and, let's get it.
Yeah, we got to get right into it. Yo, that Trump rally, man. The MSG. Yo.
Sold out.
I was like, damn, this dude is out here. Like, I didn't even expect him to be out here, honestly.
Yeah, and this is the thing, too. MSG. Sold out arena. New York is more red than you think. Besides New York City, Staten Island, heavily Republican.
Oh, yeah.
Long Island, Republican.
Yeah, no doubt.
Outskirts, upstate New York, Republican.
I think maybe the Bronx, too.
Yo,
now.
Bronx, yeah.
I think the Bronx now.
The Bronx. Trump done been to the Bronx,
Yeah,
I think twice.
He went there twice. Earlier on, and then the second time he went to like a barbershop or something
went to
like
a
that.
barbershop.
Yo.
So I was surprised at the turnout because when I first heard about he was going to MSG, I'm like, MSG? I'm like...
That's the heart of Manhattan right
That's
there.
what I'm saying. I was like, is he going to be able to fill that arena? I'm like, it's still New York City. And, it was jumping. It was jumping. And, I'm not sure if it's enough to flip New York red. But damn, it's going to be a lot tighter than it was.
Yo, come to think of it, did any Republican ever go to MSG and fill that up? Like, I don't even know. Like,
I don't think so. And look, I always say this, like Trump, technically he is the Republican candidate, but I think he's just in a whole nother class of himself, yo. Like he is just, I think it's Democrat, Republican, MAGA. He is the MAGA party. Like he is just different, bro. Cause I can't think of another Republican candidate that's just as popular as Trump is. I think it's because, he's not, I don't really consider him a politician. Mm-hmm. I just consider him Donald Trump. He's just a guy who's like, I want to save America. Screw all the political rules. I'm not here to be politically correct. And people just gravitate towards that. And I was really surprised that he was able to sell out MSG.
I don't even think about it. Not even the mayor can do that.
Yeah.
Like, this is his own state and city. Like, he runs the city. Imagine Adams, like if Adams was to go fill up MSG, you know what I mean? Like, that would be kind of like a big thing. Like, but like this dude, Trump, that had all them charges and all that stuff, still came to New York and sold it out.
Crazy.
But hey, man, he's doing something right with regards to that. But one of the main things from that rally that happened was one of the comedians, Tony something. I don't know his last name. But he has a show or a podcast called Kill Tony.
Yeah, Kill Tony.
And I watched it like, it's crazy. I watched it literally like maybe like 2 months ago. And I'm like, yo, it's like some really raunchy shit. Like, it's very, cutthroat, in your face.
Yeah. It's really
uncensored roasting session of people that's on stage and all that. And I'm just like, I don't even know how his thing is that big, honestly. I didn't really gravitate to it like that, but hey, to each his own. But yeah, he made a comment.
Jesus.
Bad joke.
It was a bad joke.
Bad joke.
And
he says there's a floating pile of garbage somewhere, and he said, I think it's called Puerto Rico, something like that. And that's fucked up.
You know what's crazy too? Like, look, I didn't know who he was. Literally, I didn't know who he was until this rally. So when I'm watching the clips of him saying this, I was like, who the hell is this dummy speaking at the Trump rally? Because I'm like, why would he say that? And I didn't know it was a joke because I didn't think it was funny. It just wasn't funny because I was like, why is he calling Puerto Rico, a pile of garbage? So until I looked him up, I'm like, oh, he's a comedian. And then, listen, I didn't watch all of the Brady roast. He was at the Brady roast. My God, he said some real racist ass jokes.
Yeah.
It was hilarious though. But if that hurt you, what he said at the Brady roast, oh my God, that should have canceled him. Not this Puerto Rico joke. The shit he said at the time.
I gotta watch it then.
And it came with like 4 racist jokes in a row. Like it was funny, but I was like, God damn, he didn't get canceled because of it. But anyway. So I discovered who he was. I'm like, okay, this is who he is. He roasts. So I'm like, I think it was a bad joke. Do we live in an overly sensitive society? Yes. But from a strategic standpoint, it's like, why would y'all invite this guy? The Republican Party should know. They're under a microscope. The Democrats run the national media. They're looking for any little thing to call y'all out on. And any little thing to set Kamala Harris up for victory. Why would you invite this guy, a roasting comedian, to the presidential rally, knowing he's going to say something offensive? Because that's what he does. Mm-hmm. That's his whole stick. He says offensive jokes. So it's like, why would you risk that? And then, days before, like, bro, we're days before the election.
Yo, when he said it, I'm watching it. It's crazy. Like, I'm literally fast forwarding through, because it's long. That thing was long.
He had a lot of speak.
I listened to Elon. I heard Dana White.
Dana White. Dr. Phil, I heard a little bit. And then there was this one guy talking about Christ, and he had like a cross, and he was like... I didn't see that one.
Because that made me stop. He had like the cross, and he's going like this.
Oh, my God.
Because Kamala Harris had said kick somebody out, or the security.
Oh, yeah, when she was at a church.
And one guy was like, oh, Jesus is king or something like that.
Oh, yeah, at her rally.
At her rally, and then the person got kicked out, and they were all like shaming him, and she had sent, oh, you need to be at the other rally, the small rally across the street or something like that. And yeah, he was like, following up off of that, and he was like shaking the cross in the air. So I saw him, I saw some RFK, and then when I'm getting towards the end, I'm seeing this guy, this comedian dude. So I'm listening to him, and he says it, and I'm like,
I didn't get it.
I was like, at first I thought he was gonna say Staten Island, because that would have been funny. If he would have been like, oh, call like Staten Island a floating piece of garbage. Like, I get it. We're in New York. You make a joke about New York, blah, blah, blah. People who are from Staten Island, technically they are a part of New York City, but real New Yorkers don't count Staten Island. And I understand that as a joke. I get that. But to call Puerto Rico, especially with the shit that they got going on right now. Like, they're not even a state; they're U.S. territory. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to become a state so they can get government funding and all of that stuff, and they can't get that. And you know, it's fucked up for them.
No,
you know
it
what
is.
I mean? Like,
Can't
I would
vote.
want.
They can't vote.
Yeah, they can't vote, and you know, I would like for them to be a part of us. You know what I mean? But it seems like there's a whole bunch of politics behind that. But to say that joke, it was just like, and when he said that, I'm like, wait, what? What is today's date? Like, I don't understand if you said that way earlier in the campaign. Like,
give people a chance to forget about it.
Less than a week away, and you say some shit like that.
That's on the top of people's minds right now.
Like, that's gonna reminisce us on people's mind, bro.
Yeah, it was a bad joke, and then
especially because Pennsylvania, they heavily relying on Pennsylvania.
Yes, yeah, both of them.
They said there's about 600,000 Hispanics.
Both of them are in Pennsylvania, but more so Trump. More so Trump, but yeah, it was just a bad joke. It's like I understand it was a joke, but it was just a bad joke because again, when I first saw it, I didn't even know he was joking. I'm like, who is this dummy just talking shit about Puerto Rico? And you know, but it did at least to me bring attention to me that they do have a landfill problem. Like they
that's a bad way though.
But I didn't know. I was like, was he trying to bring attention to that? I don't know what his goal was. I really don't know. So when I started to research, I'm like, okay, that's why he's saying the flow land of garbage. But it still just was a bad joke.
A lot of people are not going to look it up. that's the thing.
See, that's the thing. A lot of people who are offended don't know the reason why he said it. So Joe Rogan, I heard him explain today that Tony is just huge into like what's going on in Puerto Rico. Like he just economically sound. So like he was making a joke based off of his interests, but the majority of Americans are not going to catch that. Majority of people didn't know. I didn't know. So it's like you're just coming off just being offensive, and nobody could have relate that to the joke. People found out afterwards why you were saying the joke, but it was just bad, bro.
It was just not good.
That's why the Trump campaign had to come out and apologize for it. And Trump went on, I don't know, he's doing so many interviews. I don't know which one.
Yeah, I seen he was on some other
He was like,
thing.
I don't know who he is. I don't know. You know, he was trying to like, you know, get away from
damage control. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. So it just wasn't good.
Oh, man.
I know they were pissed. I know why he was on stage. They were like, who the hell told this man to say that?
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, they really invited this guy on the show? I don't know. Hey, but it's just so funny, right? That happens. And then you hear Biden calling Trump supporters garbage.
Oh my God.
Then I'm like, wait. Is this like a tactic or like, are they purposely doing stuff like this?
Yo, this is the reason why they have Biden hiding in the basement.
I'm like,
this is literally, Biden ain't campaigning with Kamala. They're pulling out Obama and Michelle.
That speak volumes, bro.
They don't even have the sitting president going to rallies with Kamala. They're like, bring Beyonce, bring Michelle, bring Obama, they got so many different celebrities, I can't even keep up. Bring whoever. They don't even have Biden at these rallies, bro.
He can't even show up.
So now he going to do his like one little interview calling Trump supporters garbage. And they like, oh, he clarified. I watched that so many times. He said what he said.
Yeah, he said what he said.
He's the only thing that is garbage on his supporters. Like, he said what he said. There was nothing to clarify. So, you know, and to be honest with that didn't make people forget about the Puerto Rican comments, but it's just like something else occurs, and now it's like, now that's the topic.
So it kind of like, the people definitely not forgetting about the Puerto Rico. It's like the Puerto Rico thing was like this. And then with the garbage thing, it's like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of like detracted some people's attention from that, but they didn't forget.
It softened the blow a little bit.
Yeah, it softened the blow a little bit, but man. Because in my head, I'm like, and then Biden comes out and says something like that. Like, you'd want to keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep your mouth shut. But one thing, finally, and we have how many days left? 8 days left or less than that? Look, Kamala Harris comes out and says, oh, yeah, she doesn't condone what what Biden had said about, people, whatever, and about the election. I'm like, why couldn't you come out and say stuff like this 10 months ago?
Because at this point, she had literally no choice. Because there was no way to dress that up.
Yeah, you can't.
So it's like, she had no choice, but it's like, I don't approve of those comments.
Because she could have said, oh, I didn't hear it, or I didn't see it, I got to watch it myself or something. She could have said that. Because it's the same thing Trump was saying. That would have been a bold-faced lie. Same thing Trump was saying about the guy, the cop that shot that woman.
BJ, yeah.
And motherfucker, he knew what happened, but he said he got to watch it. She should have been like, oh, well, I didn't hear it, or I don't know. But anyway, again, that is an example of something that I'll talk about in a past episode, that she needs to really call Biden out on some of his bullshit and say, look, Biden administration did this. Obviously, Biden is, like you said, he's not even campaigning with you, meaning you've already distanced yourself from him. Everything that she's saying is, I have done. Shorty, you the VP. Allegedly, there's people out there that like to say the VP doesn't do anything. But this VP apparently was doing something. Okay? Mm-hmm. She literally is isolating herself from Biden and saying she did this, she did that, and she's going to do this, she's going to do that. Not the Biden administration and I. She doesn't give him any credit for nothing.
And I think she's looking at it as, she doesn't want to throw Biden under the bus, but the American people aren't looking at it that way. We all know, no matter what side you're on, Biden was a horrible president.
Period.
No matter what side you are on, he was a bad president. You have to let us know how you distance yourself from him. Like, what are some policies that you're going to put in place that he didn't implement that's going to be like the standing point of a Kamala administration? Mm-hmm. It's like, now to me, you're just putting party over people. Now you just want to be so loyal to the Democratic Party that you're not even recognizing the people's needs and what they want from a president. We need to know that you're not another Biden. Just even if one or two policies, I'll just say like, or you can even say nicely, hey, I'm going to do this differently from Biden. The border is a key example. You can literally say, and I think this is the thing people get so upset about her answers regarding the border. There's no accountability. Mm-hmm. I honestly, she would score more points, and she's like, you know what? We could have handled that better. But in my administration, this is what we're going to do to make sure the border is more secure. If she distanced herself from that, she would have probably, she won't win the border. She won't win the border policy.
But people will probably trust her a little bit more.
Trust her a little bit more. Because, yeah, like Trump is winning that. The same way she's winning the abortion argument, Trump is by far winning the border argument. But you would have at least put it a little closer if you could at least, just say, like, in my administration, this is what I'm going to do. But she's not able to do that.
Yeah, and I think that would have helped her a lot in the polls if, like, she really doubles down on her border policy. You know what I mean? Because if she did that, I think those undecided voters, because again, there's the three main topics: the border, economy, and abortion. She's got the abortion thing, but Trump has the other two. He has the other two in his bag. So it's like, if there was an undecided voter, I feel like they were more likely lean to Trump, because whether that person's male or female, money is important. The border is important. You know what I mean? Not to say abortion isn't, but like it shouldn't be such a big topic. It's only really for women, because men can't get an abortion.
Which is why, yeah, she said it herself. Like, she knows there's a problem with the male vote. Like, what men just want to know, how can they have money in their pockets? They're supporting their families. They're going to the damn gas station, noticing it's really expensive. Bills. You see in Chicago, they're raising property taxes and all that. Like, they want to know what plan you have in place so they can earn. So like life is just not so expensive anymore. And she hasn't been able to articulate that. Which is why, bro, we're still days away and people still
don't know her economic plan. Like, it doesn't sound like I was watching her rally in Houston, right? She had one in Houston. And again, the abortion stuff, that was the main topic. Okay, we get it. And then her economic policy was just like, okay, if I was a female and the abortion thing was important to me, sure, I'd be on your side for that. But then outside of that is like, the abortion cannot resolve the rest of my problems. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to help me throughout my day to day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to really change my life. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's a right that, we want to have, but like, groceries still going to be expensive.
You walk out your house.
Gas is still going to rent is still going high. Inflation is still high. Was it really worth it? You see what I'm saying? Like, was the vote really worth for the abortion stuff? Like,
and what is she going to do? Like, she can't re-implement Roe v. Wade. So that's my whole thing. It's like, she wins. What is she going to do about the abortion rights? You can't go into people's states and tell the governors.
She likes to blame a lot of stuff on Congress, too.
She does the blame game. Congress fault. Trump fault. It's never the administration's fault.
So I'm like, so when you go to Congress and try to get these things passed and you don't, then what? Then what? You're just going to keep blaming them? Yeah, well, they didn't do this and they did. So it's like, in essence, you're not going to get anything done.
I just don't know what her plan is for abortion. It's like the Supreme Court made its ruling. It's like, yeah, you could go and you could fight with them and like, hey, we need to reinstate, but like, are they going to overturn it? I don't see them overturn it that quickly. I don't see it. If she wins in her 4 years, Roe v. Wade being overturned, I don't see it. So that's why I'm like, your high point is abortion, but what can you realistically do? That's just me. So that's why I'm like, people are not really thinking this through. Like, you can't go to the states and be like, hey, legalize abortion again. You can't do that. You can't do it. So like, I just struggle.
But then the thing is too, it's like the abortion thing can get solved if people just vote in their state, their governors, their mayors, and stuff like that. That you can resolve the abortion stuff that way. You don't have to do it on the federal level at this point.
You don't got to do it on the federal level.
So it's like, if your state doesn't do it and majority of your people want abortion, then y'all got to go vote for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, is she just giving people false hope at this point?
Just like how Biden did. Like, that's just my thing. It's like, I wish she would, and maybe she has, but I haven't heard it. Like, what is your real plan to bring Roe v. Wade back in? Because like,
there is none.
So that's just my main thing. So that she's winning on that point, but I just don't see it.
She's winning on people on the feelings,
emotions.
Yep. Like, she's getting that. On this podcast, we don't give a fuck about your feelings, but she does. And it's working for her. But I just can't see how they're like, when I see the polls, they're like tied 49-49. I'm like, how? Like, if you were to think logically, like, how is she even winning like this close?
TDS, Trump derangement system, bro. Like,
everything she says is anti. I'm like, dude.
And that's how she's feeding it into people's TDS. And I'm like, man, can you do one interview without blaming everything on this man who hasn't been in office for the past 4 years? It's just, everything is Trump, my opponent, this. It's like, all right, ma'am, I understand. Trump bad man, I understand. Who are you? What are you going to do? We're asking you. Stop bringing Trump up in the conversation. That's the most annoying part to me. But, you know, like her loyal supporters, they're just going to feed into it. And, you know, it's...
Yeah, I just don't get it. But anyway, Trump went on to Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan podcast. I watched it.
Yeah, me too.
You know, it was a good episode. You know, I felt like Joe, he asked, you know, some good questions. Trump did go on tangents.
Yeah, he does that all the time.
He does that, and it's like, okay, well,
that was one of my criticisms of him. It's like, bro, like, reel it back in now, reel it back in.
But he was focused. Joe was focused. Joe Rogan was focused on it. And he said, okay, let's get back to tariffs.
Yeah.
He really did pull them back. And even after the interview, he was like, yeah, he does go on these, you know, side quests and talks and these other stuff. But he said, yeah, I did pull him back because he wanted to know. And one thing that was interesting was those JFK files.
Yeah.
They were saying now, you know, there was a lot of other information that wasn't released that, you know, he's going to release them when he gets in the office. And I'm like, yeah, y'all need to start releasing these damn documents so we can see what's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm down for that. Like, I want to know. But overall, it was 3 hours.
3 hours.
Long.
But some of Rogan's episodes are about 3 hours, though.
Yeah, but I didn't expect Trump to be sitting face to face for 3 hours. I was expecting like an hour and a half. But 3, dude, that's a long time.
It's a long. How long he was on Flagrant for? Was Flagrant 2 hours?
I think it was about 2 hours. Yeah.
Trump could talk, man. Like Trump
could talk. He could talk. Yeah, he was on Flagrant. I watched that one too.
Yeah, I watched that one. Yeah, like he would sit down and talk, bro. Well, not to go off guard. I was watching PBD podcast and Eric Trump, I believe, his son.
Yeah, his son was there. Yeah.
And then PBD asked a question, was like, so if you're like facing a problem, you know, like, can you go to your father for help? And he said, yeah, you know, I will go to him, and then he would talk around in circles, and then basically just say, like, figure out yourself. So like, I guess that's just how he's always been. He just goes on tangents. I guess that's just how he always been, but you know, yeah. But go ahead, bro. Like that's
So I mean, like it was a good interview. I enjoyed it. You know, seemed like they would have went on forever, but it was long. You know, definitely Joe got to do some like highlights and cut that up because that was just like ridiculous. But then I also watched the Club Shay Shay and Kamala Harris interview, and man, that one was a little bit more tough to watch. It was a lot of cackling, a lot of laughing, a lot of giggly stuff. And you know what? I would have rated her even more if she would have said like, because you know on Club Shay Shay, he always drink. They always like have a drink.
Oh, they did a drink.
Yeah. He poured the drink out, and he poured her cup too. And they cheers, and he was like, "Yeah, let's have this drink. Take a sip. You don't gotta take the whole shot, like you know what I mean." And she was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna have it." Da da da. And I was like, "Come on, yo."
Oh, really? I gotta watch. I didn't.
Yeah, I was like, because I was shocked that he was pouring the drinks out. Because look, if
he does that every episode.
Yeah, he pours a shot out of whatever that liquor is. I'm not gonna sponsor it, but he pours it out, right? And then everybody that goes on the show, they take the shot. They take the shot. That's what they do on the show. That's the first thing they do on the show. They take the shot. He pours her cup. He pours his cup. They do a cheers and clink. And he takes a shot and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna take the shot, you know," and she puts it down. And I'm like, okay.
I think the reason she did that though, just because Trump doesn't drink. And she has she already got some instances on camera in the campaign trail where she's drinking beers and shit.
But she was drinking on the campaign?
So she did that interview, she did that nighttime show. Can't remember who it was. And then they brought a Yingling. So she took a sip of the Yingling on a nighttime show. And there was another instance of where she was talking to somebody and they were at a bar, and she ordered a beer. And they were actually talking. It was like, oh, the cameras are in her face, and she forgot the cameras were there, or the microphones were live. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 instances where she was drinking on camera. So now if it's a third now, people gonna be like, oh, she's a damn alcoholic. And then
okay. Like to me, the way I would see it is like that's like going on Drink Champs and not drinking.
yeah, no, facts.
You know what I mean? Like if you tapped in with the culture, as you say, she says she's black, right? You tapped in, you black, right? He's sponsoring his thing. Shannon Sharp is a black dude, got his own podcast, highly successful. You come on the show.
He's really in the culture.
Yeah, and he really tapped in the culture, right?
Yeah.
Former football player, all this other extra shit. You trying to get his viewers. They want to feel like you with them. You know what I mean? Like, you're in their environment now. Like, she should have... I feel like that would have been a nice gesture. Like, yeah, take a sip. You don't have to take the whole shot.
Mm-hmm.
Take a sip. Oh, cheers. And even say, I'm only going to take a sip. Or something. Take a sip, put the glass down, boom. And then I felt like it would have went... Like, it would have been like a little bit smoother getting into the interview. Rather than I'm not going to drink it. Because my whole thing is he could have just asked her, are you going to drink, yes or no? And he would have just not put the alcohol out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
It's like you
that
go
probably
to...
should have been said before the
Exactly.
show.
That's to me, it's like, okay, if you were not going to drink, then he could have just put the bottle on the table and then leave it at that. You know what I mean? It's like you come to somebody's house, they offer you food, everybody's eating, and then you're like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna eat, but we're gonna have a whole conversation. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that was a little tacky to me. But anyway, I guess to me, I was viewing that as like the more of the psychology.
No, I feel what you're
behind
saying.
the interview, but otherwise, she said a couple of good things about the abortion, which I agree with her on that part. But like again, some of the other stuff was just like it was like an episode that should have been like 2-3 years ago when she first became VP, where you can ask her, oh, what is it like being a VP? Like he was asking, what do you eat for breakfast? What do you do in the morning?
God.
Like that's what they were talking about. I'm like, those are questions you ask, not in an election year. Like, oh, what do you do? Do you work out? Do you hit the gym? She's like, oh, I eat toast and avocado and I go to the gym every day. Even if I get 4 hours of sleep, I still get up and go to the gym. I'm like, okay, but like the election is a week away. We don't want to hear about your gym workout. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't do anything for me to like sway me to vote for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, days before the election, you gotta like really start hitting, hard points on your policy standpoint, and you gotta like really start bringing those voters in. Like talking about avocado toast and gym schedule, that's not gonna like help those undecided voters go to the polls and checkbox your name. Like,
yeah, it's like
your fan base is your fan base. Like whoever's gonna vote for you, voting for you, but. Right now, that's why they're going to these key battleground states. This is the time to like get serious. You should be doing real serious interviews now, answering and making statements on your policy positions, what you're doing to help them, mind you, what you're gonna do, not saying Trump is a bad man, what you're gonna do. So this is the type of interview you should have done like early on in the campaign or like. We were VP, not days before an election.
Agreed. And I don't know. I felt like it could have been more of substance. And it wasn't that long. I think it was about an hour and 30. But,
man, all her interviews are short. Man.
Disappointed. And what I find very interesting is she's going on these interviews and she talks a lot about her mother. And I know her mother passed, R.I.P. But why doesn't anyone really talk about her father?
I find that strange also. Like, we know nothing about her father. Well, it's just like, all right, if you have a bad relationship with her father, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, I kind of find it strange you just don't say anything about her father.
I don't know. I think that's weird. I think it's weird because he's alive. And it's not like she brought her father on a campaign to come say a speech about her. Kamala, she was younger, she was smart, she was this, she was that, she was ambitious. None of that. The guy doesn't come and say anything. He doesn't do anything. You know, so what is going on like that? I'm sure if her mom was here, her mom would have been out on the stage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Talking all day, right? She'd be talking too, but
she brought her sister. Her sister spoke at the DNC. Kamala's sister spoke at DNC. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and then you're trying to get the black men. Why don't you bring your black father?
Yeah,
I think that would have been a smart idea.
Because people listen, all of her campaign, people were like, "Are you black?" People question if you're black. If you brought your father out to just, speak, that would have dead all those conversations right there. And then he would have talked about your upbringing and everything. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
That means something happened.
Yeah, I do think. I think their relationship is troubled, but I don't know.
Hey. So we did talk about this a little bit. Kamala did have a rally out in Houston, Texas, where the Queen Bee, they call her, Beyonce. That's where she's from. So a lot of people went to that rally hoping that Beyonce was going to perform, but she didn't, and she can't because her husband is in some hot water, probably being investigated as we speak. But that's neither here nor there, though. But yeah, I heard that rally was wild. I heard it, like I was watching some people's like reactions to like the rally when they were there, and they were saying like they were there. They felt like it was a concert, meaning the DJ was playing good music.
Yeah, I saw clips
of these. They were turned up, and they were dancing and this, that, and the third. And there was a lot of Beyonce fans out there wearing her shirt and her holding posters of her album covers and all of that. It's like people went there just for Beyonce, not really for Kamala or the fact that it's election season. They just wanted to get a free
Beyonce concert.
They wanted a free Beyonce concert out of that. And one of the dudes I went there said, there was a lot of racist white people that was there. How they were talking down to certain people, or, the whole gay thing. If you spoke gay, then you were included, but if you were normal, it didn't feel like you were any different. Like, it was weird. A lot of people kind of had mixed reactions, but one thing that was consistent was people said the music was good. Like, they were partying in the stadium. And I'm like, I guess that's what you got to do to get people to vote for you. That plays in the psychology of it as well, I suppose. The Democrats, Kamala, she has a lot of celebrities on her side. And I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed that people are using that as a standing point or as a talking point, confirming that she's going to win the election. And I'm like, as a society, when do we really give a damn about what celebrities think? Like, all right, I like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny endorsed Kamala. Some other reggaeton artists endorse. You got Beyonce. Who else? I know some. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart did?
I'm sure he did.
Probably did. Yeah, because he always plays safe anyway. Yeah. So, a couple of actors, but it's so many I just lost count, and I'm just like.
Lizzo.
Oh yeah, Lizzo. Yeah, she was a big one. She did a speech in Detroit, and I'm like, to me. I don't know. This is the way I'm thinking. When you say you're supporting a Democratic candidate, you're safe. Like in today's society, the Democrats run society, bro. And I don't know how it became like that. They're kind of a part of the pop culture. So you can say out loud, go online, speak your thoughts in the workplace. I'm supporting Kamala Harris. You'll be safe. The second you say you're supporting Donald Trump, you're done. You're getting fired. You're getting canceled off of, you're getting canceled online, whatever. So then I'm like, are these celebrities just getting paid to just say they supporting Kamala because they know they won't suffer any repercussions? Because let some of those musical artists, those big time musical artists support Trump. They know they're getting canceled one time. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. So it's just like, all right, yeah, you got the celebrities, but is it going to matter in the end? Like, honestly, do you think that matters?
It doesn't matter. What it is they want to get these big celebrities just to get their fans. Meaning, Bad Bunny comes out and said he's supporting Kamala Harris. Oh, since Bad Bunny's supporting Kamala Harris, then I'm going to support Kamala Harris. Like, I feel
Taylor
like
Swift is a big one too.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, Eminem.
Yeah,
out of Michigan. Which again, I'm surprised that Eminem is even
dabbling in this shit. Yeah.
Dabbling in it, even supporting Democrats on that end, because Michigan has always been a problem for how long now, you know? So they were once the auto industry, but yet, like Trump was saying, they're building cars in Mexico and all of that. How does that help your city that was nicknamed the Motor City? You know what I mean? Like, you're not bringing those jobs back there. And, you know, it's not fair to the U.S. citizens that were there, you know? But, shoot, look how long ago that was. That whole city is kind of like, you know, in deep shit. Flint, the water, all of that.
Yeah, that's been going on since Obama years.
Yeah, like, they got a whole lot going on. But I don't know. I guess they really think the whole, because this celebrity is supporting me, their fans are, it comes with it. Like, and I don't think that's true.
I think they think people are stupid and are easily influenced. And some are. Like, listen, Beyonce has a strong fan base, so she's definitely going to bring some people, but these celebrities don't know what it's like for the everyday American. Because those people at the Beyonce, I'm about to say Beyonce rally. At the
You might as well call it that, though.
Like, those people that saw Beyonce at Kamala Harris rally, and the moment they feel good, like, ooh, you leave that stadium, you still got to go to the grocery store. You still got to go fill up your car. You still got to think about how you're going to pay those bills. So Beyonce is endorsing Kamala, but how is that going to affect your everyday life? So that's why I'm like, I think it gives it shock value of like, oh, my favorite artist is supporting Kamala, but does that help you? How does that help you? Bad Bunny good regardless. Beyonce's a billionaire, I think.
She is.
Good regardless. Taylor Swift, good regardless. These people are good regardless. How is that? How are they going to help the everyday Americans? They're not helping them. They're not helping us.
They're really not. They're really not. But you know what I find interesting, because it's like even Elon Musk, right? Call him a celebrity, call him entrepreneur, businessman, futuristic guy. You can say he's sitting there, he's got all this money. Why is he involving himself into this?
Richest man in the world.
But he's literally out here championing multiple appearances. He even did a whole rally by himself. Like, he had a whole thing. Was crazy. And he's standing up there asking question after question after question. I'm like, dude, you don't need to do this, bro. Like, if there was a celebrity that was that into it as Elon, like, let's say Beyonce was that into it, then I could say, okay, yeah, her fans are really gonna vote for Kamala Harris. Because if Beyonce was supposed to have something like that, let's say in Houston or Austin, Texas, she have an hour and 30 standing up on a stage answering questions from legit people. I think those people said that they got a chance to ask her a question, you know, for her to hear her concerns, to say, yes, you know, you should vote for Kamala because she's going to do this and this and this and this. She goes on the stage, talks for like 15 minutes, and then she's out. Mm-hmm. She's not talking to nobody.
And that's it. That's all you're
going
to get.
She's not involved into it because they don't care. That's my thing. They don't care.
They don't care.
They're not looking for positions in Kamala's cabinet if she wins. They don't care. But you got a billionaire, the richest man on planet Earth, getting a position in the White House if Trump wins.
You know what's great? Now I'm thinking about it.
That's wild to me, bro.
Think of everybody that spoke at MSG. Vivek is apparently going to be on Trump's team if he wins. And Vivek doing his own stuff, rallying for Trump also. Dr. Phil hosts, like he does a night show where he's talking to Democrats and Republicans, like getting their viewpoints on this election. So in a way you could kind of say he's informing the people on like, hey, I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm giving you information. To go to the polls with. Who else? Who else spoke?
RFK. He's
RFK.
RFK.
He's gonna be working with Trump. Tulsi Gabbard. Going to be a part of Trump's cabinet. Byron Donalds. He's a congressman. He's been rallying, doing his own. He's been going on CNN, MSNBC, rallying for Trump and the Republican Party. I guess you get me with Tony. Yeah, because I didn't know who he was.
But like Dana White, all those guys. But like, and Dana and Trump, they're close.
They're good friends. Dana goes on interviews saying you cannot get me to say anything bad about him because Trump supported him in the UFC days in the early beginning. So it's like these people are talking about Trump and his campaign on separate occasions. Beyonce did her little 15-minute speech, gone.
Eminem do their little 15-minute speech, gone. Meg Thee Stallions, Quavos of the world, like you don't see them. You ain't heard from Quavo since. Like that's my thing, but it just shows that they don't give a shit. Like they don't care. Like
they all just been paid.
If I was a celebrity and I really was strong about why I'm voting for Kamala Harris, and I have this big amount of fans and people behind me and supporters and all this, I would take a day and be like, yeah, let's go out in the neighborhoods, go door to door and say, yo, vote for Kamala. You know what I mean? She's doing this soon, doing that. Or I hold a little rally, like something like Elon did in my hometown to talk about people, or meet with the mayor of my city and we have a discussion, or another town hall, have a town hall with the mayor and, talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, or even partner with BET to do something for me to sit on stage.
That's a good point.
Again, black entertainment, get tapped in with black people or whatever the music, if it's music industry that I'm in or whatever industry that I'm in, to get people to vote. You know what I mean? And I feel like the only people that's really doing that type of stuff are the what's his name? The comedian. Damn. He had apologized to Kamala Harris the other day.
He apologized to
his name is Hughes something?
D.L. Hewley?
D.L. Hewley. Yeah, he I feel like he's the only one that's like really trying to go out and talk and... Yeah,
because I see him, talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like him, but who's his crowd? You know what I mean? He's not... he's not a big... he's not a Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
not a Kevin Hart.
He's not a Kevin Hart.
Not nationally recognized.
He's not nationally recognized, but he's a radio guy now. And I get it. He's doing his thing. He's trying to, show the support for her. But, like, Bad Bunnies of the world ain't doing it. And Bad Bunny only came out and said something until after the rally happened, and look how many days is left. Now he want to say something,
and just made a post. Like it was just an Instagram post.
He didn't even come out and speak Spanish to his people saying you need to go out and vote. He didn't go hold a free concert saying go vote for Kamala Harris. You see what I'm saying? Like they have the money.
Care.
They have the money to do this shit. But yet we have a billionaire named Elon Musk who got all these damn companies, but still got the time to do that.
He has every excuse in the world.
Anything, bro.
He has every excuse in the world as to why he's not going to, be joining Trump on his rallies and not get involved. He has every excuse in the world, bro. Richest man in the world, running all these companies, making robots. Like
robots, self-driving cars, rockets landing and getting caught by... I'm like... This man has the time. He made the time.
He did a 3-hour interview with Trump. Did a 3-hour interview with Trump at his rallies. Hold his own rally. Speaking like Elon is serious. And then I'm like, man, and he's still going to find the time, if and when Trump wins, to be a part of his team and to do a federal audit. Like he's for real.
Department of Efficiency. That's what he's going to be on.
Yo, he is for real, bro.
And I feel like if Trump wins and he's in that department, I feel like he's really going to be like cutting a lot of this wasteful spending out. And I think that's going to ruffle some feathers for them dudes up in Washington because, they probably donate in $20 million for this nonsense and all this other stuff. And he's going to be like, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. And then eventually, hopefully, we can get some of that money back. We could actually get programs and stuff for minorities and small businesses and stuff like that. But, man, even Tucker Carlson.
Oh, yeah.
He got fired off of Fox.
Doing his own thing now.
And he's championing Trump. But yet you got D.L. Hughley, got a whole radio station. Dude's kind of not even that really well known outside of like dudes out in the 90s and the 80s that knew him as a comedian back then. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even like jumping into the politics thing heavy that you have such a big fan base to get everybody in tune and encouraged to go out and vote. You know what I mean? Like, that's something I find very, very suspicious about the Democratic Party is like these people that they're pulling for them to support don't even care. They just showing face to say, oh yeah, vote for her, blah, blah, blah. They come to a rally, say a little 15-minute thing, and then they gone. You don't hear from them again. Yeah. Like, how many times we've been hearing from these people all day?
We the only podcast that actually said that too. Say this too. Like, they don't care, man. Oprah. Look, what has Oprah done?
Caught up with Diddy. And I bet you if Diddy didn't get into this shit, he would have supported Kamala Harris.
That was a funny joke Tony said at the rally.
Oh, he said that?
He was like, oh, all these celebrities that's on the Democratic side are looking like a P. Diddy party.
Oh,
that was funny.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, okay, that was a funny joke. So like,
no, but I feel like if he wasn't locked up and there was no big investigation going on after him, he would have came out and supported Kamala as well.
Oh yeah,
because if Jay and Beyonce did, he's gonna do it too.
Of course, bro. So like, again, just look at both sides.
Even Kanye, bro. When Trump was running against Biden last time.
Oh yeah.
Kanye was going hard for Trump.
Kanye what he doing these days? Like, I haven't heard from Kanye in a minute.
He locked himself up in Japan or something like that. I don't know.
I haven't heard from him in a minute.
It's something worth thinking about, and these next few weeks are gonna be interesting. Well, the next few weeks, even after the election. It's going to be something.
I am telling you, whoever wins, they're going to say there was some fraud going on. If Trump loses, he's definitely saying that.
Yeah, if Trump loses, he's definitely going to say it. But I don't think the Democrats are going to say fraud.
I don't know, man. I don't think they will. But, I mean, they have in the past, especially with Bush versus Al Gore. Al Gore was like, there's some fishiness going on with the state of Florida. Hillary briefly said it, but she conceded. But it wasn't on Trump's level. But I mean, like, I don't know.
But they say there's always some sort of fraud that goes on.
Yeah, they say it all the time, which is why I get confused by the Democratic Party. Always doesn't acknowledge that y'all have said there was fraud in the past, but only want to say like, oh, the Republicans are only one that say there's fraud or Donald Trump. It's like both sides have done it. Mm. But like. Listen, man, I really don't know what's going to happen election night.
So what's your prediction? Like, who do you think is going to win?
I do think Trump is going to win. And because I think, and I said this on the previous episode, the silent majority are going to vote for Trump. Because again, if you are outspoken on who you're going to vote for, and it's Donald Trump, people are going to call you a Nazi, as the Democratic Party are. They're going to say you're a racist, a bigot. They're going to say, call you all type of things. And you risk getting canceled. People don't want to go through that. So they're just like, you know what? I'm just going to silently vote for Trump. But if you say you're voting for Kamala, everybody's going to love you under the sun. Everybody's going to love you. And I just think you can't ignore the top two problems, which is the border and the economy. She's not winning on those problems. So I think on election day, people are going to be like, you know what? I'm voting for Trump, and I think he's going to win. And my thing is it going to be a close or a blowout? It could be close. I think it'll be a little close. I don't know. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be closer, but I do think he will win. But will I be surprised if he doesn't? I won't be surprised if he doesn't win either, because they're pushing hard for Kamala, bro. And Trump want to go up in there and fuck shit up. Oh, he's going to be an enemy of the government. He's like, I'm coming up in here, cut off this spending. Oh, you get up out of here. I'm bringing in my team. We coming to fuck shit. And that's why people love Trump, because they're so upset with the federal government. People are so upset. And here's a guy who's not a politician, who's coming to basically, again, fuck shit up. So it's like, they're going to try everything they could do to make sure Trump can't win. But I think he's just so popular, it's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win the popular vote and the electoral vote. I mean, because the reason why I say popular vote as well, because now I feel people in those Democratic states like Philly, New Jersey, and New York, I feel like now some people are really like, you know what? This Democratic run has really not been that well for us. And they want to try something different. And now, compared to back to 2016, black people definitely weren't voting for Trump. They were like anti-Trump, blah, 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 blah. But now they're more comfortable. You see black people saying they're voting for him. Like even rappers, basketball players, football players are saying they're voting for him.
Yo,
now.
For real.
So I feel like now is people a little bit more comfortable coming out a little bit saying that they're going to support him, rather than the first time around when he won, people were more silent and, afraid and thinking, oh, maybe what the Democrats are saying is true. He's going to be such this big racist and this. This time around, I feel like Democrats are trying to use the same strategy from 2016.
Yeah, they are.
And
they definitely
apply it to now, and then see if that's going to put fear into black people to not vote for him. But I don't think it's going to work, because you got Amber Roses of the world. You got them rappers, Fabio Foreign, and football players. I don't even remember some of their names, but
Nick Bosa, did you see on Sunday they were doing an interview, and post game he put on a MAGA hat and went in front of the camera, crashed somebody's interview.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Yeah, and then
saw that.
Which was crazy.
So I'm like, they're gonna be voting for him, man. They're gonna be voting for him.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
But I just don't know how this country is gonna the only thing I can predict from this country, if Kamala Harris wins, is that we're gonna be in World War III. And I really mean that, because North Korea now sent some troops to fight in the Ukraine war. So Putin and Kim Jong-un, they made some sort of deals, and Kim Jong-un shipped a couple 100,000 or a couple thousand troops to fight in the Ukraine war.
This is getting crazy.
So now...
And she just keeps saying she's going to fund the war.
She's going to keep giving them money. So it's like, to what extent is this going to end? And look, we're giving them money, but who are we paying to make the weapons? Boeing and all the other military people that are U.S. companies. So they're the ones that's really making out. They're the ones really getting paid. But I really think we're going to get in a much bigger war. Things are going to escalate between Russia and the United States if she wins. Because if we keep giving them weapons and North Korea is like, you know what? We're going to keep giving Putin some troops. Come on. What's going to stop Kim Jong-un from saying, yeah, let me just shoot a rocket over there and see if it can reach? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows, bro?
Yeah, and I think that's how everybody feels. Like, look, majority of people are just asking themselves this question. Was I better under Biden or was I better under Trump? That's it. That's how I think majority of Americans think. Because majority of Americans, they're not, we follow this every day. Like, majority of Americans are not doing that. They're just thinking about and reminiscing about the time they were under Trump and how they are under Biden. And a lot of people, before Kamala was picked to be the Democratic nominee, a lot of people hated her. Mm-hmm. They said she was the worst VP in history. So I think that's on a lot of people's minds, and they're going to vote for Trump. But we'll see. Definitely going to be watching this the whole time. I saw some people predict that it'll be done 11 p.m. that night. Some people think it's going to be a blowout either way. They think either Trump's going to blow Kamala out or Kamala's going to blow Trump out.
Dude, I feel like Trump, despite what a lot of people think, I think Trump has a younger generation.
Oh, yeah, he definitely does.
I think he does.
I think he has a younger generation. Yeah, man, we'll just see. But she does have a strong base. She has a really strong base, and we'll see if that's enough to get the victory for her. But I just can't see again another Democrat president. I can't see it.
I can't see it. I look at it more on an international level. Tensions is too high right now. It's too high. I mean, like, Israel, they fucking shit up over there in the Middle East. Like, I was watching this is one guy on YouTube. He makes some good ass videos. Like, he kind of breaks down and have all these animations of like how they attacked Hezbollah and all these places, what bombs they use, and he has like the planes, like he illustrates all the planes and everything.
Like damn TV show.
It's super dope. I'm like, damn, I'm looking at it on a bigger scale. I'm like, yo, there's even a website where you can. It's like a live website. It's like a big Google Map website, and it'll tell you all the places that bombs are dropped and all of that stuff, or like what rocket hit where, and you tap on it and it'll show you a video of like the live scene of like what just happened. And I'm like, damn, like this shit is serious. And I think the tensions are so high right now is that Israel is doing their thing, getting rid of all of these leaders fast. Like, they not playing no games. Kim Jong-un and Putin, they teaming up. Seems like they're gonna be doing some heavy damage to Ukraine. And I don't know, one person might get pushed over the edge and dropped a nuke.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's very very, very bad out there on that side. But anybody who's watching this, just take 10 minutes and just look at some other independent creators that are making, little, updates on the wars. It's crazy. Like, you got cities just dust, bro. Like, evaporated. I'm like, how? Like, how?
Dunzo.
I'm like, how? And then there's so many collaterals that's happened, and it's just like ridiculous. you know, like strikes hitting this place. Like they showed a strike hit the building, and I learned that the bombs, right? They're built and designed. Like, you know, you'd think, oh, a rocket, you playing Call of Duty 6, Black Ops 6, right? You got your little rocket launcher, you shoot it, and then as soon as it hits something, it blows up, right? These bombs, they don't do that, bro. These shits go all the way down on the ground. Like, the rocket will go through the ceiling, go through the ground, all the way, like, 200 feet deep into the ground, then blow up, bro.
Jeez.
So you just see the whole building just come down. I'm just like, yo, it's crazy, bro. And people are in there. Like, come on, bro.
Yo, this is real crazy.
Oh my
times,
gosh.
man.
I don't even mean to derail the conversation, but like, I don't know. I was watching that shit last night and I'm like, gosh, like, I'm glad I'm in the USA, bro. Like, man.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Hey, man. But anyway, go out and vote. Election day is next week, Tuesday, right?
It's super crazy. We're really almost there. But yeah, I was like, had Obama 2 terms. Biden. Well, no, Obama 2 terms, then Trump, then Biden. And now Kamala, I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. But who knows, man? The Democrats trying to do every way to run this country.
We'll see what they do. I mean, hopefully the best person wins. At the end of the day, look, I just want my bread. That's it. I don't care about all that other stuff. I will say I learned that I'm going to be voting more locally for borough president, mayor, governor, that type of stuff. But everything else, I don't really care, to be honest. For me, at least.
Vote, y'all, and, you know, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll try to push out more content before Election Day. Yeah. And then, you know.
It's hot topic right now. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, like D said, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm Rich, signing out.
D signing out later, y'all.
Deuces.